Welcome to Quiz Kiwomya, named after Ipswich legend Chris Kiwomya, who was fortunate enough to have a first name that rhymed a little bit like quiz. We are a new daily football quiz show. Every day, not for long, we'll be on for about 10-15 minutes if I don't talk too much, where you just have to answer a single question. You have to guess a player as soon as possible, and if you do so, you'll win points. And if you win points, you could win some great prizes. We've got computer games on offer, we've got computer consoles, we've got a bit of fashion, we've got some watches. It's really worth doing. There's some great things to look out for. So yeah, Quiz Kiwomya, make sure you download, hang on, I'm ready, the FanTV app. It is I've got it here in my hand. It is the only place that you can download that you can play along and talk to me here in the studio. So for one, I can tell you, Bjorn, Mr. Producer, that we have got a bit of chat saying they can't hear me at home. Can we clarify that people at home can definitely hear me? They can? Just so we think it's you, Ant-Man. Ant-Man, if you're telling me you can't hear me, we think it's you that's got a problem with your phone. So go sort it out. Look, 5 shows every week. I'm going to talk rubbish for a little while because people have only just got the notification. We want to give them a chance to tune in so that when we start the quiz, they're ready to go and they've got the chance to get maximum points. At the end of the day, you can see in the bottom corner, right in the corner down there, here, down there, it's all about getting 10 points if you can, but to do so, you're only going to have one clue. You're going to have one bit of information in order to do so. So it's important you're there from the start so you can really kick into gear and win as many points as possible. So yeah, download the app. You've got to enter the chat on the app. And if you do so, you need to use my final answer followed by your guess. See, I've got Railroad N now on the chat, chatting away, telling me he can hear me loud and clear. So Ant-Man, you're talking rubbish. Sort your phone out. It is broken. Tonight is obviously about Barcelona-Chelsea. I spoke to the guys down at the Camp Nou, and they said they needed some build-up. They said they needed someone to kind of get the evening started, which is why I'm here. And this show tonight is going to be a little bit Barca-Chelsea themed. So as I said, in a way to give people a chance to log on and guess straight away and be ready for the quiz question, we're going to get you warmed up. These 4 guys behind me all played when Barca played Chelsea in 2000. Chelsea took a 3-1 lead to the Nou Camp. I think Andre Flo scored twice, or maybe he scored once, and Zola scored twice, or Zola scored once and Flo scored twice. I can't remember which way around it was. They went to the Nou Camp thinking they were ready to pull off a real upset. It turns out Barca were waiting for them. They turned it around and they won 5-1. Brilliant Champions League tie, a classic. These 4 guys were playing. Can you name them? I'm going to look out for guesses. This one's easy in my book. This one's pretty tricky. He's kind of a Panini card legend, certainly from when I was growing up. Dutchman, Englishman, Uruguayan. I'm pretty sure it's Uruguayan. Let me know if you can guess any of those players. I love these old Panini cards. They are absolutely great. One other thing, while you're having a go at those, yesterday we asked you, was the quiz question too easy or too hard? You told us it was too easy. So we've really kind of tried to make it a little bit more difficult tonight. You're going to have to work really hard. There was 3 people, and we'll get onto that in a minute, that took away 7 points. They got it on the second clue. It's only the first 3 correct answers that win some points. They're allocated some points. We were told to make it more tricky, so if I've done my job correctly, it's going to be a lot harder for you here tonight. Bremerton says, oh, it's too easy. Too easy. Good work, Bremerton. Reisiger, Morris, Koku, Poyet. Znugiget. I really appreciate the username there. Thanks for that one. Again, perfect. Jesper Linda. Again, perfect. Piece of cake, really easy. It's good that you can see her, you're all warmed up. The quiz that we have running tonight, who will win tonight? Really straightforward. Barca or Chelsea? Tend to agree. Barca are looking strong, and I'm a Leeds fan, so I kind of hate to see anyone but Chelsea win. So, as I say, another one from Charles Blue. Hey, look, if Charles Blue is referring to Chelsea, it probably is. Of course you were going to get it right. You had a head start. Will these only be questions revolved around British football? Well, you'll have to wait and see, Philip out. You'll have to wait and see. The rules, just to recap one last time. I'm thinking of one personality or team per show. There'll be 5 clues, but you guys at home only get one guess. You need to use my final answer is, followed by the guess. If you don't, we're going to ignore it. If you go for my final answer is, you get it wrong, and then you go for another guess, we're going to ignore it. You only get one shot, one chance to take away X number of points, depending at which point you make your guess. You can chat as much as you like. Don't worry about that. Keep going, go crazy. But always remember my final answer is. And then finally, of course, as I keep going on about, you need to do it in the FanTV app. It's the only place we're going to pay any kind of attention. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, you're out the loop. You need to download the FanTV app. Admittedly, it's only on iOS at the minute, so we're really sorry about that. But the Android is coming soon. Hopefully, by next week, by the end of next week, we'll be able to give you guys an Android and you can run with it and have a play. Just have a quick chat, have a look. Right. So last night, Jokas, De Victor and Oslo and Theo all took home 7 points. It was a pretty good start for those guys, and they're in prime position now to try and win as many points and be at the top of this leaderboard come Friday, when they could win a computer game. And to be honest, there's a lot more than that to come. All the points will get allocated over a period of time, and the longer that time goes on, the bigger the prizes will get. So, I think we're ready. Who will win tonight? Barcelona 60%, Chelsea 40%. Still comfortably Barca at the minute. I'm going to check my notes, make sure I've said everything that I was supposed to say. As I said yesterday, you said it was too easy. So we've tried to make it harder tonight. Let's see how you get on. So for 10 points, the guy we are looking for played with Zidane, he played with Rivaldo, and he played with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. That is all you have to go on. Nothing else. It's tough. I said it was going to be tough. 3 genius football players, right? They were amazing to watch. If anyone asks me the question, like, who is my favourite footballer of all time? I always go with Zidane. Not necessarily the best, but in terms of the guy I liked watching the most, it was just a hell of a lot of fun. Really loved it. Jimmy Floyd, one of the best football matches I went to as a kid. Leeds v Arsenal in, I don't know, 98 maybe. And Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, it was Kuehl, Harry Kuehl crossed it over. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank nodded it in at the bottom corner, at the far post, to give Leeds a 1-0 victory. And it's one of those games that just sticks out in my mind. It was a brilliant, brilliant match. And it meant that Arsenal weren't going to win the Premier League that year, as I remember it. If I'm wrong, let me know. Tell me. So yeah, played with Zidane, Rivaldo and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. It's tough. I'll make it a little bit easier. He's played with one of these guys at international level. So he's either French, Brazilian or Dutch. I don't really expect any of you to kind of throw your hat in the ring at this stage. Too risky, right? You only get one guess. So if you went with something now, you might have a name in your head which fits, but it's too risky to go for. So let's have a look at the next clue. For 7 points, this guy won a Premier League and FA Cup double. Think about the players he played with. Zidane, Rivaldo, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. So we're thinking 90s, maybe early 2000s, but late 90s. And I know the answer, so you should probably pay attention. Any suggestions? If you guys at home want to ask me a question, if you want to kind of say, hey, is he, I don't know, if you want to ask me, is he French? is he Dutch? You never know. I might tell you. I might ignore you, but I might tell you too. It's worth asking the question if you're really in for this and you really want to take home a prize. 61% Barca, 39% Chelsea. It's only going Barca's way in the poll. No guesses. Last night it was too easy. Tonight, maybe it's too hard. Going to give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The Red Devil says it's hard. It is hard. 1. The Red Devil will get it. Love a bit of competition. Good to see. The next poll question, the next clue is, this guy shaved his hair for charity, raising £34,000. A lot of money. £34,000. If you're going to raise that much money for charity, you've probably got a pretty good head of hair. Perhaps a famous head of hair. So think about it. Played with Zidane, Rivaldo, and Jimmy Floyd. Won a Premier League and FA Cup double. And shaved his hair for charity, raising £34,000. Kirsten says, what colour is his hair? It was blonde. His hair was blonde. Maybe too much of a clue. But this will certainly help. Next clue. He won the World Cup in 1998. He actually scored the 1,000th goal for his country. Not personally, I mean, that would have been really impressive. But as a whole, for the whole country, he scored the 1,000th goal. Really, really impressive. I think you guys know it by now. The answers are coming in. I can't hide it. You can see the same chat that I can see. So there's no way that we're getting away from it. But remember, it's only the first 3 correct answers that we take on board and are allocated points. Currently, I think some of the answers came in with 5 points on clue 3, and some of the answers came in on clue 4 with 3 points. Remember, you must use my final answer is followed by the answer. There's all your clues so far. Finally, because I think most of you have it already anyway. The next clue. Partnered Patrick Vieira in midfield. Easy now, right? It's what he was famous for. I mean, those guys dominated the Premier League in '98. They were so good. If you're wondering about the teams he played for, Rivaldo, he played with Rivaldo at Barca, played with Jimmy Floyd at Chelsea. There was a theme. You could have weaved that through, given the clues we've given throughout the rest of the show. The clues are there. He had a lovely head of long blonde hair, which you'd have to have if you're going to raise 34,000. I mean, I wouldn't get much of a shave in my head. And won the World Cup in '98. Scored the 3rd goal. Zidane scored the first 2. There he is up there. Petit scored the 3rd, breaking through at the end of the game and slotting it into the bottom left corner. Your answer is Emmanuel Petit. Straightforward. We're going to see if we can get the unverified answers very shortly. In the meantime, you'll have noticed that our studio has changed somewhat from last night. Here they come, my beautiful assistant. Our studio has changed somewhat from yesterday. We had a big green screen. Today, I've got a table and a TV and a chair as well. I'd upgrade or downgrade, I don't know. You tell me. So we think, and this is to be verified, Bremerton with 5 points, Zigliet with 5 points, and Joachim with 5 points. They're your 3 correct answers. First 3 people to lodge correct answers. We'll find out if that is 100% true. We'll do some verifications. We'll go through the time logs afterwards. We'll make sure it's correct. And before tomorrow's show, we'll update the league table. Remember, every day this show happens. If you want to be in a chance to winning, you need to be there. First and foremost, every week, so that you can tally up your points. So on Friday, we'll start handing out some prizes and you can give yourself the best shot. I don't know if I've got anything else to say. So tomorrow yesterday we were on at 6 o'clock. Today we were on at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow we're on at 5 o'clock. Day after that, 5 o'clock. Friday, I didn't know last night and I still can't remember. I can't remember what time we're on Friday, but I'll do my best to do my homework tomorrow and tell you that tomorrow. So 5 o'clock tomorrow, tune in. We'll have a new poll question, a new quiz. Whoever it was who said to me, is all of this always going to be about English players? I can't even, or you might have said English League, Premier League. I'm trying to filter back through here. Around British football. Yeah, okay, Emmanuel Petit, he is British football, but I'll try and break away from British football completely tomorrow, especially at your request. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.